before it's all said and done. Lions Then Television, No Budget Films USA, will be on Mount Rushmore. We're here to change human relations and use art as activism.
At the Go-Go Roundtable, we bring you the stories of the forgotten or unsung greats of the genre. It's a lane created by us. Welcome to LDTV.
At Lions Den Television and No Budget Films, edutainment is the rock we stand on.
Watching No Budget USA on LDTV, independent stories powered by the people. If you want this content to keep coming, do your part. Subscribe, hit that like button, and share the shows. Your support keeps the cameras rolling. No Budget USA, art as activism. Be legendary.
The DC metro area music and culture is one of a kind. Long live Go-Go!
Roll sound.
Have you seen No Budget Films documentaries on YouTube? They salute the many unsung stars of DMV music and culture. Yeah, I love it. It's crazy good.
The name is Bond, James Bond.
It's the Elwood VA Chronicles. It's the Elwood Show phenomenal. Yeah. DA Chronicles. Yeah. DMV logical. Yeah. Go topical. Yeah. It's the history. Someone mystery. How we gotta be in this legacy. Legendary walks to the places we know where we once go. Let it ride, let it ride, let it ride, let it ride. It's Elwood rocking up. DA Chronicles, yeah. DMV logical, yeah. Go topical, yeah. Let the beat ride. Let the beat ride.
Welcome to Alexandria.
All right. Well, welcome to Elwood VA Chronicles with my main man, the legendary Big Bill Suber in the building, man. Bill, thank you so much for being here with us. And I just, in terms of just setting this up, you know, we want to welcome everybody back who visited us last time. And again, this is the Elwood VA Chronicles, and this is where we intersect between, you know, leadership in the community, our music, our athletics, the history and education, and the Go-Go legacy. And today, I have none other than my main man, Big Bill. We just going to chop it up. We just going to talk a little bit. Hey, just to set this up a bit, Bill, man, Bill was with Ovation Band. Then he has a story about In Too Deep that I think, Bill, you started that band, but we're going to let you tell that part of the story.
Yeah.
But this is an opportunity, Bill, this is an opportunity to sit back, man, and for you to tell your story. And I just have a few questions for you, man, as we get going.
Special shout to Doc of Air Raid for one, turning me on, right, to Boo Jones. And then shout to Boo Jones for turning me on to you. Okay? Because what you're bringing is the third arm of the Go-Go Roundtable, and we needed it. When we started, we probably never even guessed we were going to have this blessing of having this. I call it Nova, but I am going to. Sometimes I do say VA, but I'm saying VA. Nova. Well, Nova because we can really relate to that. We're always over there back and forth to the area. But man, the rich history. See, we never knew that this arm was coming, right? So you're bringing that arm, and we're so glad, man, you decided to brainstorm this show. Man, it's going to be education for me, and I'm sure many other people, right? Yeah. So I guess I'll start us off by saying this. Can you just tell people who, honestly, Elwood, let me be blunt, like myself, what I knew about Go-Go in Virginia, honest to goodness, when Boo, he coined. You didn't like that, but he coined you the God. I didn't know, man. I didn't even know who you were. I knew of your bands, but I didn't know who you were, and I didn't know the importance, man, of who you were until Boo dropped the bomb. Like, look, this dude right here is the dude. So, like I said, and I know I consider myself somewhat of a go-go historian because if you notice, I had a piece that I did, and I included. I talked to the brother. I think he signed for your band. I talked to him at Doc's birthday party, so I remember Shady Groovers and all those things. Yeah, but I didn't have a lot of true factual history. So, man, I'm telling you, what you're doing is so heavy, I can't put into words because I felt a little bad not knowing who the pioneer was in Northern Virginia.
Man, well, since you put it that way, pioneer, man, I'm accept that, man. That just sounds old to me, but that's okay, man. I'm an OG in the game, right? I got a good feeling about it because what we get a chance to do is highlight the go-go bands that came out of Virginia, and a lot of people don't know the noise that came out of Virginia, man, that was powerful. Believe it or not, it's the go-go bands out of Virginia that really set up some of the bands out of DC and Maryland that was able to come over and get a platform even on this side of the water. So I'm excited to be able to highlight different groups, different players, individuals that played in different bands. I mean, there's some musicians on this side of the water that actually played in bands on the other side of the water, And so we'll get a chance to highlight those. We'll get a chance to bring up all the bands from the back, from Ovation Band, who was the first band, go-go band in Virginia. They were their first ones, and I started that band along with Maurice Tills, and then got into Shady Groove, and Shady Groove was the first recording artist out of go-go artists out of Virginia. So I'm excited, man, to be able to have this platform for people who really deserve it, man. So this is not about me. It's not about, my legacy and all of that. Thank God I was able to start it, but now there's some people that's finishing this thing. They're moving forward, and so we're going to highlight everybody. We're going to do our best to get everybody on.
And dig this. On my side, I used to see these names, though, on posters, right? I had no idea, though, these were VA bands.
Yeah. So, I mean, you talk about some of the names. Now, I'm going to mess up some of these names because it's been so long, but we're gathering all this information from these bands now. I'd be remiss if I didn't bring up Total Control, which was one of those bands that came up underneath us.
Wait a minute. Ooh, it's gonna be like so you can do it the most. And now who comes to party again? Are you all fired up, get ready to go? And then Young Funk and there was a Unity band on this side and X-Ray band and there was bands out of Green Valley. There's so many different bands, man, that came out of this area, and we're gonna get as many of them as possible, man. It's just so much talent out of here, man, and we want to highlight that talent.
Yeah, I'm thirsty for it. I can't wait myself. So I can imagine some other people who are gonna the people are gonna learn, but also the folks who were in that movement with you. They gotta be. I mean, I can't wait to do it.
So, hey, Bill, we're not gonna put you on the hot seat, man, but this is just us talking, man. Thank you so much for joining us today, bro.
No problem, man. I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you guys calling me, man.
Man, thanks again. So, Big Bill, tell us, how did you first hear about Ovation Band?
Actually, it was through Funky Jeff.
Okay.
Funky Jeff and Wiggles.
Okay.
Because all of them ran together, and I moved here from the country. A little dispute, my mom and dad, so they split. So we moved here from South Carolina. I'm an old country boy.
Okay, so there it is.
It got here, man, and I'm pretty sure Jeff told you this story. We was out, and I'm looking around. Me and Mike. Mike was here at the time. My older
brother Mike, yeah.
And we're just out and about, and we run into Jeff. And, Jeff is a good dude. You know how he is.
Yeah.
I befriended him, and we were playing football, man. And he'll tell you, I'm sorry for my dogs, man. But
don't worry about the dogs, man. We
ended up playing football. We ended up being best buds and been friends ever since, me and Jeff and I, Window and Wiggles. So,
right.
That's how I got in. So I guess you had gotten him into the band.
Right.
He was playing guitar because Jeff was playing guitar in school. So
right.
I said, oh man, I would love to do that, man. I would love to do that.
So, I remember you. I remember being in Jeff's house, right? And we was practicing, and I think Jeff said, my man, he played trombone. So I'm like, all right, man, who's this dude? So when you came over, you was hitting the trombone, but I don't think you knew the notes like that, right?
Did not know the notes.
So we learned. You had the, I think it's called aperture. Is that what you call it? Where you could blow, how to blow and get everything out. So
I had that.
You had that, good, but you didn't know the notes. So when I said, hey man, play this and play this note, you ain't really know. So what we did was, we said, all right, we're going to do this together. I play bass, and the bass and the trombone is very, kind of the same. So I would hit a note, and then
it is the same.
When we were working out the trombone parts, and I would say, hey, okay, hit that note, and I said, oh, that's a B flat, or hit that note, oh, that's a C, and you started learning the notes. We was just doing this thing together. Is that how you remember?
That's how. And what you don't remember is before I got the trombone, I wanted a trumpet.
Tell the world about our love. You got me flying sky high. The ecstasy of you and I. They don't ask, they know why. They know it's your love. When you're holding me and touching me, kissing me and caressing me, I never ever want you to stop. I don't want to give it up.
My mother went to Old's Music. Remember up Little River Turnpike, where the piano store and all that? She got me, she thought I meant the trombone, got me a trombone. But anyway, as you were teaching me these notes, you also told me, Bill, why don't you go to the store and get you an elementary method book, and it'll show you the notes and it'll show you where it is on the slide. You remember that?
Okay, yeah.
From that point, it was history.
I do remember that.
It was history, man.
Man, so what was like one of the most memorable? So you got an Ovation Band, and we're doing the thing now, man. We started to play. What was the first show that you played in? I'm gonna put my headphones on while I'm talking to you, so I can lower my voice and.
We played a plethora of shows, man. I can't begin to tell you the first, and I can't tell you the last, but I can tell you the ones I remember. There's two I remember very distinctly. and one of them was the Howard Theater where they
Okay.
blew everybody out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the
Who was on
other
that?
one,
Who was on that show?
I think it was Rare. The only one I can remember was Rare Essence was on
Yeah.
it, or Air Raid or something like that. I think it was Rare Essence or Air Raid. We only
Yeah.
played that once, right?
No, we played there a lot. We played no, because we had a time in the season where we were doing those Friday nights. So there was a little short time when we were doing every Friday night for maybe a couple months.
I just
Special dedication going out. Oh, yeah. Special dedication going out to Don, y'all. I did that all night long. Special dedication going out to
I just remember going in there every time, getting our thing on. But
Yeah, yeah,
there's
yeah.
certain things we dealt with
So that was
sound,
the first
all
one.
that. Yeah, the other one was the Washington Coliseum.
There it is. There
Was
it is.
by far the best and the worst.
Okay,
It
tell
was
us
the
why.
worst, man, because we was playing with EU. I want to say Trouble Funk. I don't know if Ray Essence was on that bill, but I definitely distinctly remember Foots. You remember Foots that played with
Oh
EU
yeah,
when
yeah.
the
Oh yeah.
stage caught on fire and they were talking about get everybody off, get
Oh
up. You
yeah.
remember that?
I do remember that.
But that was my first time having stage fright.
Wow.
You remember that the stage was at least 9 feet from
Oh
the
my
floor.
goodness. Yeah,
And we
man.
was up, man, and that was horrific for me. I was like, oh my God, what is going on with all these people, man? And we're looking down at them.
Right,
But that
right,
was my
right.
my best and my worst time. And that was the last time I've ever had stage fright playing anywhere. I would play anywhere, anytime in front of anybody would not.
Wiggle! Wiggle! Let the wiggle on down! Lift the wiggle! Wiggle! Talk about the wiggle! Lift the wiggle on down! Y'all remember that joint? One more time! Lift the wiggle! 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 Lift the wiggle on down! One more time, one more time! Lift the wiggle! 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 Lift the wiggle on down! They say we got to go. I'm saying now, boom, boom, boom to the back, the funky ass he can beat. What? I say, whoa, whoa, whoa. Watch out for that beat, Mr. Wiggles. Boom, boom, boom to the back.
Right. So tell me, who were like some of the influential players during that time? Because I remember Reds. Well, trombone was man. You had Trouble Funk had a great trombone player. I can't remember his
And
name.
Dyke was actually one.
Dyke.
He played
Okay.
trombone.
Okay. Dyke
Dyke
played
was
trombone.
one. Out of sight Mike, because Dyke played keyboards and he
He
played
played
trombone.
keyboards and bones. Okay. Okay.
And out of sight Mike was one
Okay.
that played with EU. I think he did. He
Right.
was one.
Okay.
There wasn't very many, man, but it was
Right.
just those two because I had that instrument, and I really didn't know nobody, and I couldn't be taught by nobody, but other than you. So
Right.
what I ended up doing playing trombone, I ended up playing it forever, and realized I was playing it backwards.
Was you really?
Oh yeah, it was supposed to go this way, and I was playing it this way. And
Dang.
you never knew that.
I never
Always
knew
played
that.
it backwards and never looked back. I've
Wow.
always played it backwards.
Bill, what I remember, and I want to kind of squeeze this in too, man. One thing that people didn't really recognize you on was your actual voice on the stage,
Oh yeah.
because you had that low baritone voice. So we would do different things, and you would cover by bringing your voice in, which was unique because I don't remember any other bands doing that.
No, but that is
Yeah.
attributed to you as well. You
Okay.
had a very distinctive way of noticing certain things and applying it.
Okay.
Yes, I did. I did a whole lot of backing up, and all of that. Yes, you're right.
Yeah, and it was dope because it was different. You had your own sound, your own style, and it was low, so
Hmm.
it offset Pluki and it offset me and it had you and Tricky Rick. And when you
Yeah.
came in, it was just different, man. So when did you realize that, and this is one thing about you, man. When did you realize how versatile you was as a musician? Because you wasn't just a bone player, but you was. I kind of remember you picking up the bass and doing different things. You were playing different other instruments. When did you start doing that?
Well, when I came here, like I said, there are three people that I attribute me playing the instruments that I play. And that was one was you.
Yeah.
Beginning with my brother Will, who passed away,
Okay.
which you know.
Okay.
He
Okay.
played bass. He messed around on it. So, and then there was my cousin. We call him Boom. His name is Horace. He played guitar, and at my great aunt's house, they had a piano, and Boomer kept everything in his room upstairs. So as a
Right.
little kid, I would sneak up there and dabble around until
Right.
I understand the note part of it, what you had taught me. And
Right.
by me, I'm very visual. So by
Right.
you teaching me, I'm watching you on the bass. You know, you're kind of fast, so I had to kind of slow you down a little
Right.
bit.
Right. Right. I think
So
I remember
I
that. Yeah.
watched you, and then I found out where everything was, and man, and that's how it all started. But what
Here on Lions Den TV, we showcase the rich history of Alexandria, Virginia. They call us the V in DMV for a reason. Real stories matter. Politics, sports, community activism, and of course, go-go. Only on YouTube at NBFUSA.
from the trombone, I don't know if you remember this. My cousin Don, it was his name Ty now.
Yeah.
Him and I were going to Landmark Mall, and I know you remember this once I bring it up. We were riding on this motor can, and that's what they called it back then. And we were
Hmm.
coming down Van Dorn Street, and this lady pulled out in front of us. Don went over the car, and I slid into the car and busted my lip and cracked my
Mm.
jaw, knocked my
Mm.
teeth
Yeah.
loose and all that. You
Mm.
guys heard about it while y'all
Yeah.
was at Gum Springs, and I was messed up real bad, man. It took me almost a year to recover from that. And by this time, Jeff was transitioning to college. So
Right.
what he did in turn was gave me his guitar.
Okay. Right.
And so as I'm not being able to play, I start filling in with guitar, and eventually I start playing and filling in, and that's how it all happened.
Okay. Cool.
And then I've been teaching myself ever since.
Now we're gonna get to a little bit more of your guitar playing, but before we go there, we're gonna transition from Ovation Band and we're gonna get to Into Deep because that Into Deep was your band. But before we go there, let's talk a little bit about some controversy. All right,
Okay.
so we just we bring it out and you tell it your story, how you remember. But so even before I left the band, what was some of the things that when you saw in the band, like we could have done better here, or this was kind of the demise of us, or these are some of the things that we went through that we didn't know about. Like, and again, this is your story, not to discredit anybody, or even me. Like it might, like I'm not playing the victim, man. There's probably some stuff in my leadership that wasn't straight, whatever, and that's back then. But what do you remember?
Your biggest problem was you were you.
Okay.
You know how to run things. You knew how to organize things, and that you just don't understand because I went through the same issues with me when
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was running the band after you left. Because after you had left, eventually Ovation got turned over to me because anyway.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Started that whole thing. It was a whole coup, man. And Jeff and I talk to this right to this day, man. We watched it. We just didn't pay attention because if we weren't concerned. It was a coup, man. It
Right.
was started from the
From
as
the
we say
top.
in the corporate world, from the high up. It got started from high up, and insert this coup
Yeah.
uh, infiltrated certain people power in the band.
Yeah.
Jeff and I never had any power. We didn't care. We back then, I have to be honest, it was all about the music. You remember
Yeah.
you said this
Yeah.
one thing one time, don't ever let them steal your vibes. You remember that? They
I
will
do
steal your
remember that.
vibes. They'll come in and I
Yeah.
always been relentless about that. I don't let nobody infiltrate my music.
Yeah,
You
that's
can't tell
good.
me about, you can't stop me from doing whatever. So it got infiltrated. Big thing went down, a big vote and all of this. And
Yeah,
like I said, Jeff and I really ain't into that. But what I
but
what
the
I
big thing,
fault myself is, me and Jeff, is we
right,
didn't pay attention.
right.
We
So
just
the,
didn't care.
so for clarity, so the big thing was I was the band leader, and we had Pinky Slade was the main. He was the manager of the band, but then there was some other guys that came alongside of Pinky that was supposed to help fund the band and different things, and it was now the band was starting to go in a different direction, and so and I was kind of trying to keep it one way, and the management was trying to move it another different direction. So that's what we're talking about. And then there was a time when I was voted out of the band. So that's
That shouldn't have never happened.
Lions Den Television, home of the legends, the voice of the unheard, home of the Go-Go Roundtable. Real stories matter. Be legendary.
But like I said, and I fault me and Jeff because I wasn't senior at this point. I wasn't senior. Jeff was more senior than I was,
mm,
but Jeff and I allowed it to happen because we felt we had no say. So
mm,
things happen, but in
yeah,
hindsight, looking back on it, man, I saw it was all constructed really well to make it happen that way
yeah,
because
yeah,
you were the innovator, you were the creator.
yeah,
You
yeah,
understand me, man? You were
yeah,
the creator. You had the ideas, and
yeah,
what if they got rid of? If they get rid of I'll give you an example, man. Jeff had started a company, and he designed a school up in Cleveland, and he had all these people come through, nurses, and I'm getting off track. He's nurses and
yeah,
all. I'll keep it brief, and then what happens? Someone went out and did something bad
mm,
that came out of the school. They didn't want who did the bad thing. They wanted who was in charge. So in
right,
order to take over, you got to get over the person that's running it.
right,
So
right.
that's what happened.
No,
And the truth be
that
told, man, it shouldn't have never
yeah,
happened, man. And right to this
yeah,
day, we still have that issue
yeah.
to the point. That's why I changed the name to
Into
In Too Deep because
that's
I
a
didn't want the trouble.
When you walk through the door and you want to go, you say why? Y'all ready? When you walk through the door and you want to go, you say, well, wait a minute, my special request. Hit! All right. All right. Come on. Yeah. Oh, we're going to do this for the ladies, y'all. Everybody, get some loot. All my ladies getting down, get some loot. All my cuties in the house, get the loot. If you're down for whatever, get the loot. If you with me, baby, I'll get the loot. If you're down for whatever, get some bodies here too. Everybody, party, get the loot. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? I'm ready. Here we go. Hey, baby, put it down. I'm the hottest round. Told you motherfuckers, I can stop it now. Listen to me now. I'm like the 20 rounds. If you want me, people, come and get me now. If you with me now, bring it round. I know you think the wild, sweet, sweet, sweet my style. I love people gather round, people jump around, people freaking round. Now, yes, get your freak on, get your freak on, get your freak on. Go, go, yeah, yeah. Go, yes, go, yes, go, yes, yeah, yeah. Wait a minute. Is that your chick? People you don't know. Little bitty bit hot 20 years ago. What's the dealio? What's the dealio? You wanna bother me to people? Let me know. I love. Got the feeling, son. Let me know you some. Oh, people here I cut. Catch me when I'm done. I think the radio shook like I got a gun. Yeah. Go. Freak on. Yes. Yes.
Trouble of trying to fight behind that name because some people were smarter than I was. by going about and patting
Yeah,
the name and
yeah,
all of that
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I didn't want the trouble, but I dealt with it for at least 10, 15 years.
yeah.
And it was
Well,
after they were gone.
yeah. Well, I do want to say to you though, man, I want to thank you personally for keeping the legacy alive, and having that driving force of leadership. That was the one thing, Bill, I'll tell you this as we're moving forward to In Too Deep in your leadership, but you always had that quiet leadership because and I told you this before, I'm saying this
Yeah.
now out in front, but you always had that stability. I always felt like I could turn around and Big Bill had my back. I could, like, if somebody was cutting up, Big Bill gonna make sure it's taken care of. You know what I mean? Like, you was
Mhm.
always that stable guy. So it makes sense to me now that you would lead, the band at the time, Ovation Band, and then take it to another level with In Too Deep. And so
Would, man.
so tell us a little bit about In Too Deep because man, In
Well,
Too
let
Deep,
me get back to the Ovation.
yeah,
Just, of course, a lot of people ran through In Too Deep and the Ovation first. Ovation is
right.
where all the musicians ran through.
Let's
So
talk about who are those musicians. Let's
uh,
talk a few
we're
of them.
talking about William Smoothman. He was one of my
So,
first.
so William Smooth, man, tell us what he's doing right now, because that's important. William Smooth he's got what do you call it?
He does the
It's
Luther
a cover,
Vandross
yeah,
video.
yeah. Luther
Brilliant,
Vandross,
brilliant guy, man.
yeah,
Brilliant. He came through, man, and he was young. He was young, man. I mean, we used to go pick him up, man. But anything he put his mind to and to do, he did it, man.
yeah.
I remember we was doing Michael Jackson, man. He was just on point for everything he put his mind to. That was him. I've dealt with musicians like Doc that plays for Faces You Know. He played with me.
Okay, Doc played with you. Tell us some more.
But
Who else?
he played, but that's more on the In Too Deep side.
Yeah,
You talking about Jerika, man, one of the best, purest female singers I ever could have had. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
You talking about Tony B, man.
yeah. Tony
Tony B,
Butler
bass player. You know
taught me
Tony
a
B.
lot. Taught
Yeah,
me a lot.
great. Yeah, yeah. Taught me.
Yeah.
Before Tony, there was Tony Sitton, but his
Oh
name we
yeah,
call him
Al
Ed.
Sitton.
He played with me
He
first.
was yeah.
Before, yeah, he was a
Hey,
genius.
hey, let me tell you something.
That's
So
a
what?
genius right there.
Hey, yeah. So let me cut you on this one. So when they kicked me out the band, Mr. Rufford, Calvin, they kicked me out the band, and we did a show with them. I ended up jumping with Shady Groove, and them dudes came out, man, and I mean, Ovation Band might have been one of the better shows. I'm just gonna be honest with you. It was probably one of the better shows that Ovation Band ever did, and I wasn't in the band. And I was like, this band was cranking tonight.
But
I was
you
like,
need to understand one thing, my brother. It was all trailblazed by you.
yeah,
Everything that
no,
came through that band came through me, and it was by everything that you taught me.
no,
You and
man,
Jeff.
no, I
And you
appreciate
guys
it.
taught me a lot, man. And you taught me how to be stern and how to be on point, how to stay focused.
Yeah,
And like I said, I attribute all of that to you and Jeff, man, because without you guys and my brother and my cousin, I would
yeah,
have never became the person that I am musically. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So, yeah,
yeah.
lot of I can go
So
on and
so
on, man.
Googie played with you on the
What happened was we had going into the In Too Deep thing. We had transitioned to I decided to pick up singers. I met Hanif.
oh yeah, all
I met Jeffrey Thurman. We call him Baby Turtle. We call him
these
Chick.
these are all Alexandria legends right here that we're talking about. So
Listen.
Baby
So I
Turtle,
met these guys
yeah,
along with Eureka, along with Dre.
Andre
All of these
Hoffman,
guys are singers.
yeah,
I swear to God, I put them all together. We started singing, and I was the fifth person because I can sing a little bit,
yeah, yeah,
not
you
great,
can,
but I
yeah,
can sing. And we was doing the most amazing stuff. I have to get you the album, and I'll show you. We done a couple of them, but that's one of them that we
yeah,
did. Funky Ned mixed us. Funky
yeah,
Ned, good guy, man. So
yeah,
we got that together, and at this time, I think Tricky Rick was telling me to build, Ovation as dead as itself.
yeah. And
That's exactly the same
So
word.
Bill, for the sake of just so people know, like, so Tricky Rick Hopkins is Weeze, who's the backup drummer for Foot's
Yes,
cousin. So this
yes.
is how connected you were in terms of these bands, Ovation Band, because Tricky Rick, I don't remember how, I can't remember how Rick came in the band, but I got a feeling he came in through you, and that's how we met Weeze, and so there's a lot of
I
these.
don't know if it was through me or through you, Wood, because he did come. Did he come? Did he come after me? I can't remember.
He came after you.
Then
I know
I
that
think
for
it was because he was in the neighborhood. You know, his dad stayed over here, and he was in the neighborhood, and
sure.
everybody came to see us, and we were picking up good guy. We were, like Tills was saying, we had to weed through a lot of people, man, to get the gems out of the whole bunch.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Rick was one of them, man, and during that tenure when after you had left, well, we ain't gonna say fired, you just left because you did just leave because you could have fought if
I
you
could
wanted
have
to.
fought. Yeah, yeah,
You just left. So don't say you
yeah,
got fired. You didn't. You just
yeah,
left.
yeah, yeah,
You didn't want to deal with that no more. So anyway, Rick was in and out of the band, but like you said, Rick is an intricate part of a lot of stuff between you, him, and Pluky, man. As far as that front line, there
yeah,
was nothing couldn't compare it, man.
yeah. And Olin Strolin when he was with us. So Olin was with
God
us.
rest his soul, man. But you know
Yeah,
that was a good dude too, man. So, like
wasn't
I said, it was a lot of people. Rick was in and out, and then him and I had a conversation. He said, "You know what, Bill? Ovation as his dead as himself." And what he was referring to is the struggles that we was having, as far as
he?
that end and whose name and other people playing using the name and all this. That still happen right to this day.
Yeah,
I ran guy ran up on me and said Ovation. I said, "Well, I played nobody." He said, "No, you didn't." I know who was on Ovation. Oh yeah, man. I was like, bro, I'm just gonna let that. There's only two people that can really claim Ovation. And one is way before me. He is the godfather of Ovation. Let's put it that way. The godfather of Ovation, and then it was me.
yeah,
So
yeah.
therefore,
True.
I don't want to hear that. But so anyway, we
Yeah,
got the group together, man, and as a guitar player, I didn't want to chop all the time. That was the main thing
right.
they want guitar the players to do is just chop.
Yeah,
At this point, I was coming as a musician. I was playing around early, but now I'm becoming a musician, and I want to play music, man. Bro, we was playing stuff like "Strolling" by Prince. I don't know if you ever heard that. Strolling, strolling, we can have fun, jazz. We was doing all this music. We was doing Roy Ayers. By the way, I met him. Him and I became really good friends. Sorry, he passed away a year or so ago, but we was doing all of these covers, man. So what happened was, uh, uh, Amp left the band,
mm-hmm.
but what
Ant
happened?
was the bass player
He
and
was the
all
bass
around
player.
player. Yeah,
So
Anthony
what
Sims.
what happened was he went to keyboard, but he was playing keyboard and bass
Yeah,
at the same time. So when he left, I got Tony B. When Tony B came in, that's
yeah,
when we made the transition and we was really going forward because Tony B was the bass player, came from jazz and R&B and all of that, and
yeah,
really funky and all of that. So after that happened, Tony B got us. He went to the military. He got moved to the military. He went out of
right.
state. So I had to make some moves, man. So what happened was Rick knew about it, and we had lost our drummer. Who was our drummer? Was it
Y'all had
Leroy?
sticks. Y'all had Leroy, and then
We
y'all
had
had
Leroy.
sticks.
We had Six, and then we had Leroy, and then back to Six. But Six was one of my best. He is by far my best drummer.
Yeah.
Leroy was
So
really good.
so let's say who Sticks played for. So just so for the context.
When I met Sticks, I want to say he paid for. Was it? Is it Total
Total
Control?
control. Total
Total
control.
Control.
Yeah, total
And,
control.
and 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 I got him, and when he came in, I was like, "Okay, bro, you're good, but you can be a lot better, man." I said, "Sticks, what I need for you to do, I need for you not just concentrate on this go-go. I need you to learn how to play everything."
Yeah.
And bro, he listened, and he is by far one of the best drummers now.
Yeah, let me say something on Sticks real quick. Sticks was one of those guys could play drums and sing at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
or rap at the same time. In fact, I don't know if I know. It's probably other drummers that can do it. I've never seen anybody do it other than him.
Yeah,
Do you know any other drummer that could drum like that and be
no,
rapping at the same time?
no.
That
He
was
not
him.
only he not only can do it that he can play congos and rap at the same time.
That's crazy. That's
That
crazy.
is crazy. So something
Yeah.
went down, and he ended up going or leaving or something, man. I think he might have got a little
Yeah.
something. So I ended up was in a bind. So what Rick did was say, well, and Gookie had heard us. We had played some show with him that he was a sound because Gookie is a phenomenal sound man. So he
Yeah.
heard us. So he liked what we were doing. So he came over and he brought weed. At the time, Stan had went away for a minute. And so they brought in Jungle Boogie. So there was a lot of people that came over. And so we kind of integrated. They came in and we had all these other different guys, but it still was in too deep. But bottom line, it was still Ovation.
Yeah.
But man, did we do some stuff?
Y'all was doing the Grown and Sexy before it was even Grown and Sexy, bro.
We'll never get that credit. We will never. Only the ones that know, because we started it, man. And then when Googie and them came in, man, it was kind of turning over a little bit. And so the Googie and them came in, and we really got new management and all of this stuff, man. Eventually, everything didn't set well with me, so I ended up saying, you guys gonna do y'all thing. I'll get my guys back. That's when I got Hanif. I already had Hanif and all of them. So I got them back together. Got Tony B had came back, and we ended up going into the studio and doing that album. And at that point, man, we was live on the radio, you name it, man. We've been playing on the radio and everything, man.
Yeah,
we
y'all
played in
was
places such as Fort DuPont Park, the Carter Bryan. I played this place called the Mile High Club in Baltimore. It wasn't no places that we can go, and it was all solely on the strength of us. So it was a good run, man. But everything, it just kind of wore me out because everything was kind of on me. I had to worry about the sound. I had to keep people in line. I had to make sure that the songs was right. What we didn't play, what we did play, pretty much like someone I know did.
Yeah.
And it's overwhelming.
Yeah,
and you're talking about 30 years of it, man. And I had to change, man. And my change was just to let it go, man. So
well, here. So we're moving towards that. So one of the things that people should know about you that don't know is you've done your own recordings, and I can remember when I came back to the city. Well, I had moved to PG, so I had left in '89. I was gone in '89. And I came back here 10 years ago to Alexandria, but I lived in PG for about 10 years. Now, going over there, I would come over every once in a while, and I went to this barber shop, and one of the owner of the barber shop, I believe, he would always, you know what I'm talking about, though. He would say, man, you got to hear this, man. My man Bill, man, these people is bragging on you about your recordings. He's like, man, I'm like, let me hear that. And I'm listening to him. I'm like, this joint is banging. So you started doing your own recordings. You started recording other people, as we can see right now. You in your lab, your studio, and you doing stuff. So I mean, what have you been doing kind of lately, musically and stuff?
Well, I've been doing the Southern Soul music, and then with that, that's the new thing now, the Southern Soul. And then I just experiment. I experiment on different styles. I'll play rock, I'll play country, I'll play go-go, I'll play R&B. It does not matter. Rap. My son is a rap artist, so there's nothing I won't do. What I set my mind to, I was telling the young fella right there, I was saying, look, man, I said, I do whenever when I want. I'm retired. I get up. If I want to stay up all night and record, that's what I do. If I wake up in the middle of the night and I want to record, I go record. That was the downfall that we did not have, where we didn't have accessibility to being able to record.
That's it.
Two things was our downfall: was sound, and accessibility to studios.
Yeah, that sound in studio. That's facts. Hey, I do want to before we kind of end here, I do want to brag on your son, man.
You love him.
Man, oh my gosh, man. So we're going to hear a little bit of this too on this program. So you'll be able to hear him. He is a banger rap artist, man.
Yes, he is, man.
And got an incredible voice. He had never rapped to go-go music ever. And I gave it to him. I said, man, I want to bring you on stage. That dude came up on stage and he ripped. And we got video and audio to prove it. So,
and he always says, you tell Mr. Wood, if you want me to come up and play with him, I'll come and do it. I said, I ain't never really did go-go, but I'll do it with him. He ain't never did it with me.
And he did it. And when I tell you, whew, boy, I just listened to it the other day. I was like, man, that dude's
My son loves you,
incredible.
man. My son is phenomenal. I wish he would get more into it, but
Yeah.
life moves on and responsibility. So
Yeah.
that's how.
But Bill, the beauty of what we get to do is like your story is a story that's going to live forever. And that's why we do this. Like the reason why the VA Chronicles is so important to the Go-Go Roundtable, which my brother Calvin Ruffin is the producer, and he's the one that's kind of set this whole thing up and inspired us to do this because the first time he heard Go-Go was Ovation Band. He was there at Bladensburg,
Oh my God, man.
Ain't that crazy? And
Yeah.
so this is legendary, man. And so the thing that I'm inspired by, Bill, behind your story is that your story will never leave this earth, this planet. And that's important. So your son, your legacy of your son and going down to your grandkids, they will always be able to look back at Pop Pop and say, hey, look at Pop Pop. Look what all the stuff he's done because now we have this recording of you, these recordings, and they're out there and they'll live forever. And I just want to thank you. But before I do that, I want to ask you, like, what is it that you want to leave? Like what is it from your heart that you want to leave with people?
I guess in all that you have done, all that we have done on this side of the water, what really kind of bothers me the most, man, is that we're not recognized for
Mm,
all the accolades, all the achievements that we have, and all the things that we have done, man. And for us not to be right, I get it. It's a DT thing, but we were right on the outside. We were the ones that you were afraid of to let in your inner circle. There were
mm,
certain ones that would not let us even
that's
come
true.
around you. Once they heard us, they said, "Oh no, we got to keep them on the outside."
Yeah.
And there was chances we had with what is his name for DDT Ted. What's his name?
Oh,
Uh,
Ted from I know you're talking about
yeah, from Trouble Funk. He
yeah,
was willing to take us on his wing, but of course,
yeah,
management wouldn't allow that. They
yeah,
wanted more control. But
yeah,
if we had got that break,
yeah,
it would have been it would the world would have been our ocean, man.
yeah,
But hey, man, it is what it is, and I'm happy with what you have achieved. I'm happy what I've achieved.
yeah,
Do I
yeah,
want more? Yeah, I'll take a little more, but
yeah,
I'm not mad. I'm not mad at anything because I've seen a lot, man.
yeah,
With you, with myself, man. I can't look back on anything and say, "Oh man, I hate it." But no, man, everything that happened, good and bad, man, was an experience, man,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I'll never forget it, man. And I love music. I love go-go.
yeah,
Uh, it's just the way it is, man. But I do
yeah,
appreciate you, man, and I appreciate Jeff and my late brother Will and
yeah,
my cousin Boomer, man, and these guys, or you guys are the ones that instilled the music in me, man, and the music does not is not something that I just thought about. It's something that flows through me, man. I can
yeah,
close my eyes and create. My
yeah,
mind never
yeah, yeah,
stops
yeah,
creating, man. So
yeah, yeah.
I'm not a hell of a musician. We all know that,
Well,
but I can put some
you
stuff
do what
together.
you do what you do, and it's good stuff, man. And I just want to say, as I think of you for carrying this legacy from Alexandria on, I think one of the things that distinguishes our sound from other sounds is it the musicality. Not that it's better, but it's just that it is what it is. And so thanks for keeping the music going, man. I want to tell you that was always our thing. We was always trying to put scales in our music as we were playing. We slicking stuff off that people didn't even know, the chord progressions and all of that. And so again, man, just want to thank you so much for being a blessing to us today, man, and being on here with us, telling your story, Big Bill,
Yeah,
your
man.
story,
Yeah, man.
and how you helped shape this culture over here in Alexandria. And I can't wait to hear more from you, bro. I mean, I know there's more left, and who knows, man? Maybe I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
I
never
can't
know.
wait. I know
Cause
you
my,
talking about. I know
cause,
Tito
cause,
on
cause
it.
my brother Calvin Ruffin, he wanted too, man. So
Well,
we'll
let's make
see.
it happen, Captain.
Let's see what's good. So hey, thank you again for being on the Elwood VA Chronicles, and along with Calvin Ruffin as that producer for us, representing the Go-Go Round Table. And so signing off today, man. Just want to say God bless, and we'll see you next time.
Check it out. Hey, I want y'all, look, y'all ain't grooving with me now. Y'all ain't grooving with me. Yeah. Y'all ready? Alright, listen, sit on my bed thinking about how it used to be. Old times, swole dimes for a nigga, you see. Gibson stove on the corner, snack a sickle for 10. No 5 pennies on bazookas, got you 5 of them. Rich, slide through the crib, I would ride with him. Back then, won't thinking about getting high again. I watched the old heads do it as they sipped on the fluid. Feed lines on some BK, though what's the newest? That exclusive, we kept it so fresh. Use Jordache, Picasso, or records that just good humor. Roll through, set down your hula hoop. Your big wheel and we was sipping it for real. I said the hammers was your wheels, chrome strips on the side, jerry curl, shined up the head, rest in your ride back then. And hey, wasn't that big, ain't them good times back, man, from way back when. If I could take it back, oh Lord, if my choice is to bring it back, I would if I could make history. Listen G, this hit would be, who won't bring this thing back to how it used to be. If I could take it back, oh Lord, if my choice is to bring it back,